Look at me. Positive for Howard Marks. I'm placing you under arrest for the future murder of Sarah Marks and Donald Dubin that was take place today, April 22nd, at 0800 hours.
Wait! Before we get into this awesome Steven Spielberg classic of a film, please hit that subscribe button right down there at the bottom.
So aggressive.
Tom Cruise. He is a cop for the pre-crime division.
Tom Cruise is a believer. He is diehard. So this the precog or precognition police department, it's like experimental. And you know what? It works. It works really well. Washington, D.C. hasn't had a murder in like 6 years.
Pre-crime effectively stopped murder in our nation's capital.
In the 6 years we've been conducting our little experiment, there hasn't been a single murder.
And Tom Cruise says all the time, he's like, the system is perfect.
There hasn't been a murder in 6 years. There's nothing wrong with the system. It is perfect. I agree.
Colin Farrell is here from the federal government.
Yes.
Because he wants to investigate. He wants to make sure everything's buttoned up before
they go national.
Yeah, he's trying to find a flaw before they launch this precog thing nationwide. And Tom Cruise has this really great thing where he explains like why it's okay to stop a murder before it happens. Because they're like technically these guys didn't do anything, right?
Well, let's not kid ourselves. We are arresting individuals who have broken no law.
But they will. The commission of the crime itself is absolute metaphysics. The precogs see the future, and they're never wrong.
But it's not the future if you stop it.
You're arresting people, and they haven't committed a crime.
Why'd you catch that?
Because it was gonna fall.
But it didn't fall. You caught it. The fact that you prevented it from happening doesn't change the fact that it was going to happen.
It's such a great visual way to explain Tom Cruise's point of view.
They have these three triplets, two twins and a sister, that can see the future and see crimes before they're done. They're called precogs, and they have found out and said that Tom Cruise is gonna murder somebody.
And it's not just like a crime of passion. It's a pre-planned murder.
Pre-planned intent.
Yeah, and he's like, what? I don't even know this guy. How am I gonna kill someone I don't even know? And so he's like, this can't be right. There's gotta be a way out. And that's
on the run.
Yeah, so he goes on the run, and that's where the title Minority Report comes from. He is trying to get what's called the Minority Report. Sometimes our three precogs don't agree. And so he's like, I need to go get that disagreement, the one disagreement. There's gotta be a disagreement because I'm not gonna kill this man.
Because these minority reports are destroyed the instant they occur.
Why?
Obviously, for a pre-crime to function, there can't be any suggestion of fallibility.
So he's on the run to find the Minority Report.
He finds that out by running into the creator of this pre-crime program.
Yeah, she appears to be some sort of like a geneticist or something. Like she's got creepy vine.
She's Poison Ivy.
Yeah, exactly. She's Poison Ivy. She's got like creepy vine creatures that she takes care of, and it's highly insinuated that maybe she's like created these things, and she created the precogs by accident. They were doing an experiment on kids that were born to junkies, and hey, turns out these guys can predict the future.
Them drugs, boy.
Yeah. And it kind of reminded me of like, Albert Einstein. Einstein's theory of relativity. It's amazing. It's allowed us to travel to the moon, but it also has allowed us to create the nuclear bomb. So it's like all these really great things can come from it, but so can all these terrible things. And I think she's been wrestling with that.
Speaking of the nuclear bomb, you should definitely subscribe to the channel, so you should see our review on Oppenheimer later this year in July.
Now the commercial's over. Sponsored by Honda.
It's probably a Honda, like old school Honda back then.
Yeah, you're right. But Minority Report though is clearly sponsored by Lexus. Like Lexus. Oh my God. There's a whole sequence where dude is just like in a Lexus like assembly line. Like the movies, the amount of product placement in this movie is madness.
Madness.
There's Lexus, there's Nokia, there's Aquafina, there's Pepsi.
Guinness.
Yeah, Guinness. Like the Gap. There's a whole sequence inside the Gap. like dang.
Now this is Steven Spielberg just eating. boy, he eating. Yeah, you got several Spielberg faces in this thing.
Oh yeah.
All of that. You got action camera angles of Tom Cruise running.
They have multiple characters talking at the same time.
Yeah?
Can I go swimming? Yeah, but let me clean this thing off first.
What do they usually do?
I just want to make sure you don't go past it.
What do you think?
And final resting place. What about your meeting?
I'll reschedule. I've been working too much anyway.
So yeah, he eating, boy. But you know what I thought was really interesting about the look is the movie has got this kind of like bluish, silvery white thing going on. And this was known as a bleach bypass. See how fun shooting on film is? You can talk about all kind of crazy shit like this.
Bleach bypass.
Yeah. So the bleach bypass was when they took the film, when they finished shooting the film, they actually took the film stock and just threw in some bleach. What? They bleached it. And this one's got such a deep bleach bypass. The movie's all damn near black and white. Like it is very, very bright, very white. And I think the look is so interesting because it was done like physically, which doesn't happen anymore. Now, today you can just put a filter, a digital filter on things and have it look like that, you know? It's got a different word. They don't call it a filter. They call it a...
LUTs have three main uses: color correction, color monitoring, and color grading.
But yeah, you do that digitally now. But for this one, yeah, it was real. But yeah, Minority Report, based on a book by Philip K. Dick. Philip K. Dick that's like Reign Champ of modern sci-fi, you know.
Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, he's got god-like status in the science fiction community.
It's like, I've been to other universes and you guys don't know.
Yeah,
it in and out.
I think he just did a lot of drugs. It's like, he's like, I'm writing this shit down. And I think he OD'd and died like just before Blade Runner. So he didn't get anything. He died broke. So yeah, he wrote Blade Runner, Total Recall, like Minority Report, like A Scanner Darkly, like almost all your favorite sci-fi shit comes from Philip K. Dick. It deals with a lot of really interesting philosophical questions. Like, okay, we're stopping crime, but do you have a choice? Can you choose to stop yourself? What about free will? Like, are they preventing someone from making a better decision by locking someone up before they did anything?
You have a choice. Walk away. Do it now.
And so in one of the first scenes, we see a crime about to be committed, and they arrest him just before he stabs his wife. But he screamed something really important, and he's like, I didn't do anything. I didn't do it yet. You know, you didn't let me make a decision yet.
No, I didn't do anything. Sarah!
If you stop someone before they do a crime, is that ethical? Because they might have chosen differently. And that's what Tom Cruise at the end, or towards the end of the film, is trying to, I guess, discover whether or not he actually can stop himself from killing this man. We find out that the reason why he is going to kill him is because it turns out this guy Tom Cruise has never met, he's got something to do with Tom Cruise's son's disappearance. Tom Cruise is haunted by losing his son at a public pool. And this is one of the things I like a lot, something that they didn't do in Knock at the Cabin, was there's doubt. What happened to Tom Cruise's kid? Is the kid dead? Or did he get taken? Or like, what happened? And the movie does not give you answers. And that really haunts Tom Cruise. I can't even imagine that kind of pain of just like losing your kid. Just like a terrible mystery, like the worst kind of mystery, you know. There's no closure. It's like having an open wound and it just never heals, you know.
That sucks.
When he discovers that this man was responsible for killing his son, he's like, oh, I will kill this man. You know what I'm saying?
He actually said, it's not a Minority Report.
Yeah.
I will kill this man.
I will kill this man. But the precog says something really important, and it's like, you can still choose. You can pick. Yes, this is the future, but really, it seems like the precogs only see a future, but not necessarily the future.
The future.
Right.
You still have a choice. The others never saw that future. You still have a choice.
Apparently, they keep the precogs doped up, you know, and damn near unconscious. But
it
clearly,
seems so illegal.
Exactly, so unethical. And they clearly never really spoke to the precogs, right? And I thought that was interesting too, because they were like, it's easier to deal the precogs if you don't think of them as human. So I'm like, dang, so the precogs are really just like slaves. Yeah, like machines or slaves or something. Like, so there is a theory with this movie that the movie ends earlier than you think it does. So in the film, Tom Cruise is back at his ex-wife's house with Agatha. The precog's like, run!
Yeah, she said it so loud.
Yeah, she did. And he gets captured, and they put him in what I guess the future jail is. They put what's called a halo on him. So you kind of go into a stasis, into like this dream like situation, and you're just kind of like locked in a freezer or something like forever till you die. Right?
That's the prison.
Yeah, and that's the prison, and he gets put in that. And after that, everything in the movie goes his way, right? After that, suddenly his wife, who originally wanted nothing to do with him, breaks him out, and then he goes to his boss, frames him, proves that he was right and the boss was wrong. And, you know, a lot of people say that maybe that ending point was
in his mind.
It was all in his head. He was in prison, rotting away.
They say you have visions, that your life flashes before your eyes, that all your dreams come true.
Man, wouldn't that be something?
I love that stuff. I think that's fun. I like it when movies give you a little something to play with. You're like, oh, you know what? Actually, maybe the movie did end. Because there's really not much to contradict that ending. So the perfect happy ending that he gets to the end might not be real. I love that. That's great. The movie's got like an extreme eye theme. The first shot is just like Agatha's eye. It's like boom. Her eye,
yeah. And then the eyeballs that he has that's sticking out. You know, which that scene was just so freaking cool.
Yeah, it was.
It was intense.
In this world, they can identify you through your eyes. Everything is done through your eyes. Advertisements identify you and advertise directly to you through your eyes. So he had to remove his eyes in order to not be caught.
Which is so sick, by the way.
Yeah.
If that was real life, I'm like,
yeah, he had to get his eyes taken out. Then he carried his eyes like in a bag. He dropped an eye and it rolled down a drain. I was like, oh my God, it was terrible.
Yeah, I thought that scene where the cops would come and dispatch these little spiders that come and scan individual people in this whole building. And he had to hide in this ice bath. I was thinking in my mind, I was like, he's not gonna get caught.
I was like, yo, put a straw in there or something so you can breathe. But then apparently the little spiders are super sensitive because one bubble out of his nose, boop, came up.
That little spider leg was still in there. He's like,
exactly.
Hold up.
Yeah. I thought the spider effects were great for 2002. They were great.
Yeah. He was like, coo.
Yeah, exactly.
This is still a Steven Spielberg smash.
No.
Tom Cruise sells. Running, being the best person that's on the screen. The action is on point, and you know it's a classic, man. So I'm gonna give this movie a straight up A, man. The story is solid too.
Yep, same. Giving this one an A. You're right. This is a Steven Spielberg classic for a reason. Steven Spielberg's interesting because he's done every single genre. Like, he's done them all. And so this is an action film. It's rock solid. Story, Philip K. Dick, rock solid. That's kind of funny. Tom Cruise.
Philip K. Dick. Rock solid.
As soon as I said it, I was like, that's kind of funny. Tom Cruise, undeniable. So this is a very easy movie to watch, I feel like.
But do you recommend this film?
It's an easy one to recommend. I mean, come on. It's Spielberg.
Come on. It's Spielberg. It's Tom Cruise, man. This movie is officially 21 years old.
And the technology shows. And people are still reading newspapers, but they're digital newspaper, you know, but it's still a newspaper. And it was really funny is like, I remember thinking how cool that touchscreen was that he was doing the gestures on. I thought that was so cool back in 2002. But now I do that every day on my phone, you know. I'm using some of the exact same gestures that he uses. Oh, and they still have like physical media, like so in order to save something, you have to put in like a card, remove the card, you know. So so some of the technology is kind of funny.
So you do recommend this, and I also recommend this film too. But more importantly, do you recommend this? Have you seen Minority Report? You should have by now.
Yeah,
it's been out for 21 years. You know what I'm saying? But that is our review for Minority Report. Thank you for clicking on this video. Our subscriber count has been going up because people just trust what we say about movies, man. We're pretty cool. So if you want to join the cool crowd, please hit that subscribe button right down there at the bottom. It really would help us out, all right? Hey, if you did like this, please hit that thumbs up, or you can hit the thumbs down, whichever you choose. It is your opinion. Just remember one thing, it is mostly wrong. Man, I would never, ever want to live in that place where you scam my eyeballs.
Exactly. Oh my God.
No.